Hello everyone, welcome to Katharine's Creatures. This is a series we're going to talk a little bit about and touch base upon various mythological beings and the like pulled from lore worldwide. And I always like to preface by saying that I am not a linguist, so if I mispronounce anything, I do apologize in advance. And today I wanted to talk about a recommended entity, and this is the Rokurokubi, and sorry, I want to make sure I said it correctly. So Rokurokubi, and this is a type of Japanese yokai, which is essentially a category of apparitions in Japan. And so the Rokurokubi is an entity that looks almost completely human, typically taking a woman's form, but there are a couple of key differences. Now, there are two types of Rokurokubi. The first is one where this entity is described as, again, this person in female form typically, who has a neck that can stretch unusually long, and we'll get to that in a moment. The other type is one where the head actually detaches itself and can fly about freely. So two different variations of this particular entity. Now, they start appearing in classical spirit tales in Japan, as well as works that are kind of focused on the concepts of yokai, again, these apparitions, this category of these spirits. And the name Rokurokubi probably comes from, or is theorized to have derived from, the word Rokuro, and that word essentially refers to several different things. One being a potter's wheel, another being a well's pulley, a third being an umbrella handle. And the idea is a lot of these items are associated with some kind of idea of elongating. So going back to the elongating neck, so there's that kind of association that certain people theorize. Now, going back to the two different versions, the version where the head detaches has its own name, and this is Nukekubi, and it is, I think in my notes was noted the more recent version, but I want to double check, so one version did come and inspire the other. But the Nukekubi is the one that, again, head detaches. It was thought to have a potential to perform bad deeds, including attacking people at night and drinking the victim's blood. So a couple things that are a little bit on the terrifying side. This particular version's weakness was interesting because at night, when the woman's asleep, the head is thought to kind of float above the woman more often than not. And in those circumstances, if you remove the body, then the head, it will be unable to reattach to the body at a later date. So that is a form of weakness for that particular variation. Certain people link the idea, this kind of concept, of the idea of a soul leaving the body, particularly at night or during dreams, and wandering around during sleep. But again, is that just a theory or something that did kind of inspire this concept? Who's to say? I could not find any true verifications one way or the other. Now, there are a number of stories of men chasing down these floating heads and trying to find the bodies of these entities. Sometimes they're using it to kind of almost punish and shun the woman who is this entity. Other times they have completely different reasonings, but there are a whole bunch of them. And the thing about this is, what kind of is interesting, these beings, these spirits, these apparitions, however you want to refer to them as, they are either people, women who have done bad deeds, and this is a manifestation. Other times the stories say or infer that it's not the woman themselves that did something, but a parent, like the father, did some shameful act and caused his daughter to be born as one of these particular variations of spirits. Now, in the Endo period, that's one where we're going back to the Rokurokubi, And in those stories, again, these stretch necks women, their necks elongate during night, particularly when they sleep. One particular story referred to a geisha and saying that her neck would elongate. And the idea was in this story, they said that elongating neck was a visual representation that her heart was becoming loose. And I'm pretty sure that was more or less a quote translation of the story, that her heart became loose, and so the neck would elongate as a visual manifestation of that concept. Anywho, if you're interested in this or any of the yokai from Japan, one, definitely check them out. There are plenty of them and lots of interesting stories throughout the years that all refer back to these concepts. And if you have any questions for me, particularly about this or anything else, please post them in the comments below or reach out to me on any of my social media. And until next time, everyone, Skål.